I'm working on some wiring. Got a new 7-way on the front of this. Some wires were bad up here, so I'm just roughing everything in. Markers in the back, or the housings in the back are bad on left turn, right turn. I'm just seeing if they get power. I'm getting good power to the left turn, but the housing's not working. Now I'm just checking right turn, see if I'm getting good power. Yep, getting good power back here. None of this housing is working. And then this wire goes to the 3-way light. Now we're making a list. I know this housing doesn't work. It wasn't giving me good markers or right turn, but I am getting good connection. I'm getting good power from the front box. A lot of these connections are bad, so we're just going through them. Roughed in, lights work. All right, these are getting good power. Getting good power, just needs a new housing. Got everything wired, everything works. I'm just shrink wrapping the stuff that needs to be done. Shrink wrap the front here. All right, eyelets are on there. White to white, yellow to red, brown to green, green to brown. Perfect. Next one. It still looks good inside. It just needs to be bled. I think there's a break in the line somewhere because that's not full. All right, tester's plugged in. No electric brakes, no 12-volt hot. Reverse light is showing good circuit. Might have good reverse lights on it. Marker lights. Marker lights down passenger are working. Right turns on and working. 3-way light bars on. Left turns on and working. Reverse. Reverse is working. Marker lights down driver's side are good. Let's do this one. Tester says tail tag's the only thing working. Huh, good markers right there. On the back work. Left turn works, right turn works. Okay, this trailer works. All right, this one's good. All right, looks like tail tag's working. Right turn showing good circuit. Good marker lights. Yes, all marker lights work. Left turns on and working. And right turns on and working. All the way down. Driver's side. All lights work. This one's good. Needs brakes. Needs brakes. Quote out doing brakes, bearings, and if it's disc brakes, everything needs to be changed. Rear axle's bent, but it's a torsion thing. Yeah, I quote out worst case on that. New calipers, his rotors look good. Good, working on a Chris Craft. This boat is for sale, if anyone wants this boat. Rear markers are good. Left turns on and working. Right turns on and working. Back to markers. Good. Good. This one's not on. Oh yeah, there was one that wasn't working. It was right here. Yeah, this one back here is not on. See if this thing's getting power. It's getting power. This housing's getting good power. It is not turning on. I wonder if it's a bad ground. Doing a little ghetto power probe. IPA Tools 9101. Got 12-volt hot. Bad connection. Cool. Light works, just bad connection. A new connector, new ground. There we go. Now it works. Says nothing's working. That might be that ground. Nothing's working. It's a ground. New ground is on, and that was the issue. Look at that. Lights work. Turn, right turn. Markers. That was it. This one's done. Shrink wrap the new connection, and this one's done. Just had a bad ground, put a new frame ground on there with a 1/4-inch bolt and an eye lock. Everything works now. I got one more to do for him. Last boat looks like everything's working. Marker lights are on. Good down driver. That one's not working. I know I'm not gonna have a housing for that though. Oh, left turn's working on it though. Right turn's working. Marker lights are working. Good, good. All right, see what's going on with this marker on this back one right here. There we go, got it to work. Just need to reseat the connection. Left turn's on and working. Good. And we got one light over here not working. I think this light housing's bad right here. Okay, only one that's not working. I do not have that light housing. Let me see if I'm getting power to it. Marker lights are on. Yep, we're getting good power to it. I think the housing's bad. I'll let him know on that. I do not have that housing. Lights are off. Okay, he's getting good power to it though. Cool, this one's done as well. All 3 of these Chris Crafts are for sale. Eddie with Boathouse has them on his website. Well, I was gonna just do a bleed on this, but he needs to have this thing gone through. The pads are blown out on the back side here. Needs a new rotor on the back. It's all nasty. This one's okay. All right, this is gonna need more than just a bleed. Needs a new brake pads and a new rotor on this backside. I'm gonna drop this down. This trailer does need a service. Needs a new rotor on that passenger side rear, new brake pads. Everything else looks okay. And that system needs to be bled. And that was it. I looked at 5 trailers for him. I had a couple that needed some brake work. This one behind me needs brake work. This one did lights. I just laid it up for him, or alley-ooped it for him so he can bust it out. Have his other guys put lights on. Boathouse is done. He's got some Chris Crafts if you're looking in the market for a Chris Craft. He's got 3 of them on consignment. Hit up Eddie at Boathouse. I'm all done. Oh, I got another one that called me. Thought I was done for the day, but I'm not. This one, I just did brakes on it and he's still getting the trailer disconnected, so it leads me to believe that wiring inside the axle tube is bad. So I'm gonna tear it down, warranty it out, because I didn't catch it the first time, and I'm not charging him for touching it again. Let's get him taken care of. I just did brakes on this, so it shouldn't be the brakes, shouldn't be the connections. It should be wiring inside the axle tube, but we're checking everything, making sure. But we're gonna burn a couple butt connectors, shrink wrap them up, pull wiring through the tubing, and work our way to the front axle, to the rear axle. See if that's the issue. Hopefully we'll find a break inside this thing. Looks like that got hot right there. Wonder if that's the issue. And these connections are still solid. And we'll just redo that. There's a cut. Let's see if anything on this. That looks super melted right there, but doesn't show any bare copper. I don't think it's in the front axle. See if it's in the rear axle. All right, got it fed in driver's side. Let's pull through, see if we find anything. So front axle, I don't think is the culprit. Rear axle, don't see any bare wires. I think it has been changed out in the past 5 years. All right, no breaking that wiring. So let's wire it back together and see what it's doing the same thing. Passenger side rear is all wired up. Shrink wrap and butt connectors again. There's my old connections. Everything seems good on those. All shrunk wrap. Driver side rear is wired up. Shrink wrap and butt connectors. It could be in the connection that drops down. I wonder if those are Scotch locks and the connection that drops down from this wire that runs all the way. If it is, I'm going to delete those Scotch locks and then do a solid connection. They are Scotch locks, so I'm going to change these out to shrink wrap butt connectors. Could be an issue, but never know on Scotch locks. I might need some 10 gauge butt connectors. Got a little extra pack I ran out of my box. I got everything wired in, blue to blue, black to white, which is the ground, and that goes on the ground on that side. We'll shrink wrap that up, but let's connect the final one in here. It's my connections. Everything looks good on my connections from the last time. Passenger side front connected, just gotta shrink wrap it. All right, everything goes into that. That goes across the axle. We'll shrink wrap this up. Connections are good, everything's solid right there. Pulling or pushing anything. Good, everything has enough room to actuate. Clean up. Clean up. This is enough room, just gonna leave it. That's actually really clean. That's short enough, that's short enough. Good, and all this wiring is fixed. Let's just keep going down the trailer. See if we can find where it was broken. Brake wire going into the tubing is not affected in any way. I'm gonna pop that terminal box. All right, brake connection looks solid. All right, sweet, everything looks good in that. All right, everything is wired in. We've got a bouquet, but green to brown, brown to green, yellow to red, blue to blue, white to white, and black to black, which is hot. The whole trailer is essentially rewired. New connections, at least. 4 brakes. All right, everything is working, looks like. No blinking lights, reverse is blinking, but there's no reverse lights. Markers are on. Good, markers on. Good. Rear is working. Left turn's on and working. Right turn's on and working. Markers are back on. Yes. All markers work. Front passenger side. Brakes are locked up. Brakes are off. Back to free spinning. Rear passenger side, free spinning. Brakes are on, locked up. Brakes are off. Free spinning driver's side, locked up. Brakes are off, free spinning. Driver's side front, free spinning. Brakes are on, locked up. Brakes are off, free spinning. Okay, all brakes work. Tires and wheels are on. Let's get these torqued up. All lug nuts torqued. Make sure no one's gonna run me over. This one's all finished up. I put new wiring in the axle tubes. I redid all the connections on this. I don't see anything wrong with it. I don't know why it would say trailer disconnected. I also put a new plug on the front. I checked his terminal box. Everything looks great. But I shrunk wrap all the butt connectors. I redid all the connectors for the trailer brake circuit. So if he has issues with it, I got to tear down the hubs again. I did just put 4 new backing plates on this, but a couple weeks ago. So if it happens again, I'll take care of them. But yeah, I'm calling this one a warranty. I don't know what's going on with it, but if it happens again, I'll make sure it works, because it works off my tester. Everything works off my tester. That's what's confusing. But thanks for watching.